This is the.
So I don't want to act like I know everything.
It's rain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Reigns had a good fucking.
I'll do it.
Season. Like, Reigns they just had such a good squad this year, and like the manager and shit like that. Like, fuck off.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Football Down Under podcast, and with Dale and Toby. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, not bad.
As we all know, the news came out last week about the Ligue being cancelled completely and PSG being crowned champions. Just want to get your thoughts on that. What do you think?
I reckon it's completely fair. I reckon, it's just fair. Like, I mean, there's no other way to do it. I mean, like, we're in a worldwide pandemic here. I mean, don't try and, like, trip around it and be like, oh, it's not fair to this and that. PSG are clearly top. They were 12 points clear of Marseille. Game in hand as well. Like, it's only fair to give it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're still going to do relegation.
Could Marseille still catch PSG in the title race? No, mathematically.
Oh, yeah, man, they're not going to.
Yeah.
Dude, no, it's PSG. Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani.
Yeah, but mathematically, who's to say that Mbappe won't, I don't know, fall on the floor and die? And
someone's been brainwashed by a bit of AFTV.
Yeah.
But mathematically they could have. So I think it's unfair to give it, even though they were going to win anyway. But until it's mathematically theirs, they shouldn't be awarded it.
Well, I guess it's the same debate with the Liverpool thing.
Yeah.
Except
it's the same with all leagues. Like the Bundesliga. I mean, we're lucky that
the Bundesliga is a lot closer though.
But I mean, you got to think of the Liga. I mean, they were only 2 points. I think Madrid are only 2 points clear of Barcelona.
Yeah.
You can't give it.
And the same with the
This
Serie A.
is different because there's quite a big gap.
I reckon just give it because no one's going to complain. You know what I mean?
Well, they can't play.
I mean, like you think about it, like they voided it in World War II. You reckon teams are complaining about who got crowned right in World War II? No, so it should be the same here with the Ligue.
But what about the Golden Boot though? Do you think that was fair? Mbappe and Ben Yedder were both on 23 goals or something.
Who was next?
I can't remember who, but
was it
it was Mbappe and Ben Yedder both level on the same amount of goals, and they decided to give it to Mbappe. So do you think that was fair, or because Mbappe wanted to share the Golden Boot with?
I reckon
I reckon if Mbappe is willing to share it, but the FA, I don't know what they call it over there, is still willing to give it to Mbappe.
Yeah.
I reckon it's
I think that was unfair.
I reckon that's good sportsmanship.
For Mbappe to turn around and be like, look, I want to share it, and they turn around and be like, no, you're number one. Yeah. You are the Golden Boot. It's only fair.
Yeah, he's only 21 as well. Show that sportsmanship of that.
That's going to go a lot far, you know, with him going to a move somewhere else. Yeah, but I reckon it's good sportsmanship, and I reckon it's only fair.
Yeah.
To them to give it to
Mbappe. Down at the bottom end of the table, Amiens, or I don't know how you pronounce it, Amiens or something like that. They've been relegated from the league, but they were only 4 points behind Nimes or whatever, with still 10 games to play. Do you think that was fair?
That's not fair at all.
No, I reckon it's fair.
You reckon it's fair?
I reckon they're not good enough to stay up.
If
they're not good enough to stay consistent. And the season, why should they get another chance?
Because they've started a legal case.
But why should they start again? Why should they get another? They're not good enough to stay above.
There's still 10. So okay, say Southampton were in the relegation zone, 10 games to go, and you were only 4 points.
And you had to play like
Norwich. We weren't good enough in the season. We weren't good enough.
Not be admitting that.
We weren't good enough. It's only fair. Teams don't get a second chance by restarting it. It's not fair. You're not good enough.
The season's not finished.
I see where you're coming from, but there's still 10 games to go. The season's not done over.
That's a third of the season.
Yeah, there's still 10 games. That's a lot. That's 30 points they can do.
It's like it's a worldwide thing. You know what I mean? Like there's everyone's like getting infected. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone's dying. No one just go down. You're shit. You're shit. Just go down. You're not good enough. It's simple. You can't stay consistent in the season. I know it's 10 games left. But that's the only possible way you can do it is end the season, they go down.
Gee, you're harsh.
Well, you're not good enough.
I wouldn't want him in charge of the Premier League.
You're not good enough. If you can't play consistent football throughout the season, you are not.
So what about this? Amiens or whatever you say, they started a petition at the start of this month to not relegate the teams that are in the relegation zone now, and instead just play the league with 22 teams next season. So that would mean Lorient and Lens are promoted, so there'd be 22 teams in the league.
Would Toulouse stay up?
Yeah.
But they're 15 points out of the relegation.
If they could figure some way to keep extra teams in or something like that, then yeah, it's fair. But if you can't figure out a way, give the league to PSG, the Golden Boot to whoever, and then get relegated.
So you would give Ben Yedder the Golden Boot as well as Mbappe?
If they've got the same amount of goals.
Yeah, I don't know how they
They
decided.
did it
Because
with
Mbappe's got a game in.
Didn't they do it with the Premier League? Didn't Uber or Aguero get the same amount of goals?
Uber, Mane,
and they shared the Golden Boot. So why can't they do
because
it?
he's got a game in hand.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
But you're talking about the season
That's-
ending.
I know.
The season's ending now.
Yeah.
It's just
Like still, like it's yeah.
I reckon they'll do. They'll give Ligue and Championship to PSG. The Golden Boot will be shared. Toulouse will go down. What's the team called that are fighting a legal case?
Amiens or whatever.
They'll weasel the way to stay up or something, and they might have an extra team next year, I reckon. Because you can't relegate them if there's 10 games to go and they're like one win out of staying.
Yeah, but I don't know. Who's gone?
Toulouse, and they're like,
Toulouse or
I
something.
don't know.
If they were-
They
were-
mathematically.
If they were win
No, but
one, if they were
they had
within
less than
one
half the
win
points. Isn't
away, if they were 3 points away from staying up, I would be like, yeah, play that last game. But they're 4 points. Even if they win, they still aren't going to
There's
stay
10
up.
games.
But those 10, they could lose those 10 games.
Yeah, but you saying that they were mathematically still able to stay up. That's they shouldn't be relegated then, because you don't see like Usain Bolt running 70 meters of a 100-meter race and getting to like 80, 90 meters and be like, oh, I'm miles ahead.
Mathematically,
Yeah.
I've won the race.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
He's got to get to the end.
Yeah.
There's always going to be someone complaining, and someone's always.
Well,
gonna
that's
get
just
something.
what it is. The whole world, do you not think they're not the only ones complaining? But
Anyway.
I reckon just relegate. It.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Sad news came out this week about Atlanta midfielder Andrea Rinaldi. He passed away after suffering a brain aneurysm. He was only 20 years
Wow.
old. So, what are your thoughts on that?
You know,
It's devastating.
I know, being a young player.
Like
His
he's
whole
like
career.
you're 20, we're
Yeah.
19. That's like us.
Yeah.
I
Suffering.
mean, his whole career is ahead of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he dies, and I don't know how good of a player he was.
Well, he was on loan in the Serie D.
Yeah, so
So-
obviously we have no idea how good of a player he was, but like his whole career's in front of him. You know, he could have been the next Immobile or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah. So it's tough, and there has been a lot of sad deaths in football, but it is what it is, and you
can't take anything for
you
granted.
just got to take this game for granted, and how lucky you are to play it professionally, money and things like that. And even just as a fan as well, I mean, we see fans die a lot. Old age, and this whole coronavirus thing. Former Southampton fan died recently of the coronavirus, so it's tough. We just got to take the game and just try and keep fixed it as we can.
Thoughts go out to his friends and family
Yeah.
as well. It's
Exactly.
tough times. Also, Ian Wright got quite a few. He got some messages on Instagram getting racial abuse. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly,
How do you think we can stop
you
racism?
can't.
Yeah.
If
Is
there's
there any way?
racism in the everyday workplace, you can't stop it in football. Telling fans they can't go on the stadium, cancelling their season tickets, is just going to make them angry and make them wanting to do it more.
Yeah.
As long as, like I said, as long as there's racism in like the workplace and on the street, you're not going to stop it in football.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, it's devastating. I wish they could just like that and it's gone.
It's always going to be in football.
Yeah,
You can't.
especially with these Eastern Europe countries, man. I mean, they're
Yeah.
pretty. I mean, Italy are bad, and we've seen Croatia, and I mean, we saw the game with Bulgaria and England.
Yeah.
I mean, those fans, Monkey Chancellor, Sterling, and Rashford. I mean, it just sucks, but it is what it is. It's
Every
racism.
club has racial.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Chelsea are probably the worst. Like they're always sort of.
It's
there's
just the culture of the club,
Yeah.
of the fan base that's
Yeah.
bad.
where they're from in London. Moving on to transfers now. First of all, Spurs won't let Ndombele leave, even though he's been linked to Barca. Would you like to see him move on, or?
I want to keep him. He's very talented. You only have to see, highlights of him at Lyon before he moved.
Yeah.
Do you think he wants to move though? He looks fussed.
I don't know. I
games-
think he signed for Poch, didn't he? And
Yeah.
now he's playing for Mourinho. So it's probably not how he wanted it to happen, but at the same time, you know, it's your job to play. You know, you just got to get on with it.
You got a contract. You got to
Yeah,
sit it
and
out. at the end of the
obviously
day.
it hasn't been ideal from this season. A lot of injuries. Tottenham haven't been doing that well. So I think next season he'll, you know, he's had a season to adapt now. So next season he
Do you
should.
think he can be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League?
I reckon he's got potential to be. Yeah,
He has. I mean,
he's got potential. And,
yeah. He's still young.
I think Tottenham are just a bit unsettled at the moment. You know, no new manager and lots of injuries and everything.
Yeah.
I think it'll take a good pre-season and
It takes a while for a player to get adjusted to a new squad in general to get adjusted to a new manager.
and I think he needs a CDM behind him to really see the best out of him because he likes to run forward and make attacking runs and dribble and everything. And he's not the most. You know,
He's got. To be fair, he's got. How many goals has he scored?
he's 2.
Yeah, but that's
he's not a goal.
How many games has he played?
Oh, he's probably started 10.
So that's not bad. For
How
a
many
defender.
games did he start under Poch? Would you have any?
Uh,
Because I was just thinking, like, you know,
a couple.
Poch for me is a brilliant manager.
He
and
started a couple.
for Poch to start him, like that, you got to play
Yeah,
pretty well in
the
training.
problem for
and
Ndombele
confidence.
is when he was fit, it was the wrong time because he started that Bayern Munich game, I'm pretty sure, and he started that Brighton game where we lost 3-0, and he was sort of, you know, that was like the worst time to be playing for Tottenham because we just
Yeah.
Looking at it from a Barcelona perspective, do you think he'd walk straight into the
Yeah.
midfield?
yeah, definitely.
No.
Because
Given-
Rakitic is getting
Oh,
old.
they're selling Rakitic.
Yeah, who else?
De
is
Jong's really good.
De Jong,
Yeah,
Busquets is old. Ndombele, give him half a season. And he'll
Maybe not
start.
straight away, but
Give him half a
Yeah,
season.
But I don't know if that's the right play to get
Yeah, he is.
for Barcelona.
He definitely.
I don't reckon.
how tall is he?
181 or something. So
In feet.
5'11".
Oh, so he's quite short then.
Yeah, well, he's midfielder.
I don't reckon. No,
But he's not like the thing with him that
There's
is
players
annoying.
out there that are better.
The
than
thing,
How old's Busquets? Like 30,
32, 33.
but
something like
Ndombele is not the fittest player. So the Premier League, you have to be like really fit and
Yeah.
physically, you know, strong. But
Like
he's
Sissoko, yeah.
yeah,
Sissoko
but
is exactly
Ndombele is
that.
more of like a, you know, you can call him lazy, I guess, off the ball. And at Barcelona, you can afford to be like that because you got someone like Busquets behind you who does all the hard work.
De Jong's, if he's playing alongside De Jong, they're kind of identical players.
no,
Just physically, they're not.
Because
but-
Ndombele doesn't like to do
Because they're
running.
sort of box to box, aren't they?
Yeah, but Ndombele doesn't really like to do any running, whereas De
Ozil.
Jong's better at defending.
Ozil hates running.
Ndombele's sort of, I don't know. it's
I know
not-
they're different positions.
Yeah, but like he needs someone to do the hard work for him. In other words, like
Yeah.
off the ball, like he's not
Yeah.
but on the
I
ball
reckon
he's
that's
super.
Barcelona's play.
I reckon
No.
he'd suit Barca.
That's
Not
not.
tick attack. Barcelona.
Barcelona, a lot of
Have
tick
you
attack
seen the guy
football.
dribble?
No.
Yeah, no, but he's not someone who just lets someone else do
Yeah.
the job, and he just does all
No,
the
it's just
boring
I'm not
work.
saying do the job. I'm just saying on defense.
Barcelona, if anything, they need that. I think that Iniesta player back
Yeah.
again, and I don't reckon
Is he good?
should
Is he
play.
good at like long passes and stuff?
He's
Is
good
he
at
not?
everything. He's just
Oh, of course
lazy.
he is.
Of course he is. Well, he's like
Have
De
you seen
Bruyne,
him
is
play? Well, obviously he's not as good as De Bruyne, like going forward, but he's dribbling. Like I've never seen anyone dribble like he does. Like he gets the ball, he switches direction, gets past
he?
people
Yeah, I know, but
so
you think
easily.
of the players he's got to pass to, Messi, Griezmann.
Yeah.
I mean, these players are making.
They're going to
It runs
expect
that.
the top passes.
Yeah.
They're gonna, and he's not. That's what I mean. He's not that player.
Messi
He's not the player that
He's very talented.
for Messi and Griezmann.
Yeah, he's very.
He's not. He
No
can't.
way.
He can't fill Iniesta's boots.
Well, I didn't say that, but I'm just saying he's
But
very.
he's not that
talented.
player. That
He's better than
Barcelona- They
Rakitic.
need. I reckon a good player for Barcelona is Seal from Atletico
Yeah.
Madrid, young Spanish player.
Yeah.
I reckon he fits in there, and I reckon he's got more game to him.
Yeah, and he knows the La Liga.
Not only like he does, but he's got more game to him in terms of
Yeah.
defensively, going forward. He's more well-rounded than Ndombele.
Yeah.
And if you're saying like, oh, I need someone to do the work for him, then if
Yeah.
you're a
It's
player,
just on defense. He's
if you're Busquets, then you see him just standing there, you'd think,
well, it's
Yeah.
not
like,
that.
you
But
got to
then-
help us out.
But
in
then
that.
saying that, if he gets his move to Barca, then he can learn off the likes of Busquets.
I mean,
and
like
Rakitic
he
and
is
stuff.
young, but
So-
but
Yeah, he'll come good. No matter where he goes, he'll
he
turn
has
into
to.
a world
I
class.
reckon he has to stay at Tottenham to grow, and maybe become a better player in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then get that move.
He's got like Jose Mourinho is probably one of the best managers to sort of get him through this phase to become more hardworking and stuff. Because you look at Chelsea, like
Yeah.
with John Terry and Lampard, you know,
Yeah,
Jose
so
Mourinho
that's
almost
why,
threw him
yeah,
in
he
front of the bus and
He should stay at
turned out
Spurs.
the players. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think
And then Spurs can make a profit.
I'm just
off him as
hoping
well.
that he can get his fitness issues and his injuries behind him, and he can become a really good player. I think. Yeah.
Well, next up, Roma are set to sign Dejan Lovren from Liverpool. He's only got 1 year left on his contract, and the deal's set to be around €5 million. Thoughts on that? On the world's best defender, as he described himself after the World Cup?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, Roma. I mean, we've seen Chris Smalling go there. We're like, Chris Smalling, and now he's Roma's best defender.
Yeah.
But I think he's gotten the team this season, like just in the football team this season. So, I mean, Roma, if they can do a good job, I mean, they've turned Szczesny around. They've turned Szczesny around a lot. I think Mickey's had Szczesny when he went before he went to Juventus. He went to Roma.
Yeah.
Mkhitaryan, Dzeko, they turned around. El Shaarawy.
Yeah.
So I reckon Lovren. I mean, he did play for us for about a year or two when we had Pod.
Good. Any good?
He showed signs. He did play.
He's getting old now, though. That's the.
But seriously, I mean, that's a country for old men. If you know what I mean.
But for €5 million, you can't really go wrong.
Well, Liverpool, they'd be stupid.
For
not
a World
to
Cup finalist, Champions League finalist, I reckon that's a good deal.
But yeah,
he's going to bring experience to that back.
He's definitely not good enough for Liverpool. That's for sure.
The only reason he's been playing this year is because of injuries and stuff. Like Gomez has been injured and stuff. So
Matip's done alright, but obviously Lovren. I don't rate Lovren over Matip, but I reckon Lovren good to kind of knuckle his head down a little bit, because Italians are the best at defending.
Yeah,
Produce some of the best centre backs. That's a country where if you want to be the best defender in the world, that's where you got to go. So I reckon he's getting on in age, but just play some good, consistent football.
If Chris Smalling goes back to United, do you think he'll start for Roma then?
Oh yeah, if they lose,
Who are they centre backs?
I'm not sure to be. They've got like Juan Jesus, I think.
Juan Jesus, young Brazilian lad.
I'd say it'll be sort of squad rotation in and out, starting Europa League.
But
he might start week in week out just because of the experience.
Yeah.
And if Juan Jesus, I think he's still quite young as a player. He'll be looking for a move. He didn't want to stay at Roma forever.
Yeah.
That's a good partnership, I reckon, for him and to.
So you rate that transfer?
I rate that for Roma.
That's good for Liverpool, I guess.
$5 million isn't too bad. I would kind of be happy. I reckon that would be a good deal. Anything more would be.
Yeah. Well, moving on. This one links your two clubs together. Spurs are willing to spend £20 to £25 million on Saints midfielder Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg. Would you take that, or would you sell him for?
I wouldn't sell him at all.
Not for £25 million.
Not even $100 million. I wouldn't sell him. I said in the last episode, he's in this season best midfielders in the top 7 best midfielders.
That's a
this season you can't name better. There are 5 better midfielders better, but then after that, I mean, there's not really.
Like we said, Toby, I think Man City have 7 better midfielders than him.
They don't. But
from my
name him more he's not like he doesn't score wonder goals or makes crunching tackles. He's consistent.
Yeah.
Good pass ratio. Good contribution on the pitch. He's a leader of the club. He's turned the player morale around, definitely. You look at players like Stevens that weren't performing for us. He's turned around from one of our better defenders. You look at Redmond, he's turned around, he's playing, he's got his head down. He's a brilliant player now. And I reckon Tottenham, they need that morale boost that he can offer to Tottenham. And just the consistency in midfield. I mean, next to Sissoko, that would be deadly.
Does he play CDM for you guys?
He plays anyway. He can. Yeah. He's a box to box. He can play.
So if Ndombele moves to Barca, then
Ndombele's not really. Højbjerg, he's not. In my opinion, he's not the right player for where we want to go. Champions League. He's
not ready for that big spotlight.
How old is he?
26, 27?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So he's just hitting up his prime.
Like, you look at Tottenham, Lo Celso, Ndombele, Sissoko, Winks, probably all would start ahead of Højbjerg. So Dele Alli.
Who would start ahead of Højbjerg? Winks.
Yeah.
Winks no. Højbjerg would start for Tottenham. I reckon it would be Ndombele. He would get over Winks, but he wouldn't get over Lo Celso.
We don't need.
I don't think he would get over Sissoko. Not saying I reckon Højbjerg's better than Sissoko, but in terms of what Tottenham need though,
Or getting heated?
No, in terms of what Tottenham need in their team, Sissoko fits their team better.
I'm sorry, Toby, but he's not good enough for what we need. I don't want to be mean. I know I've seen him play.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
really
You don't need to say sorry. He doesn't want a 7. He wants to keep.
I'm just like, no offense to Højbjerg. Like, I've seen him play. He's good for Southampton.
I'm sure he's not watching this, so I think you'll be safe.
No, I'm not saying no offense to him. I'm saying no offense to Toby. But like, you know, he's good for Saints, but we want to compete for the top 4.
Like Højbjerg. You look at the player ability, and I say Højbjerg's better, but in terms of what Tottenham want to play and what defensive style they want to play, he won't fit. That's why Sissoko's better and Dombele and Defenslo. Defenslo is that Højbjerg player that they've already got, that consistent player box to box. So why would they need another one? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
We need a CDM.
Yeah, and Højbjerg doesn't feel that.
Yeah,
I reckon they
he's
just
more
get
of a centre mid.
We have about
And we play a lot of high pressure
We have
football.
about 6 centre mids box to box. So.
We play a lot of high pressure football,
Yeah.
and I don't think Tottenham.
What about if Spurs offered like a swap deal? Because
I
we're
wouldn't
going
take- I
to
wouldn't
be
take Harry
seeing
What about Kyle Walker-Peters for Højbjerg?
because we're going to be seeing a lot of swap deals this transfer window. So do you think
That could possibly be on.
maybe like a
Only
I don't
player
know,
I
would you
would
take
take-
Harry Winks and Carl Walker Peters for
There's
Højbjerg?
no way Harry Winks is worth less than Højbjerg.
Only player, if it was unrealistically, only 2 players I'll take from midfield for Tottenham is Sissoko and Dombele.
And you're not getting either of them.
I know. But if that was ever a situation, and if we said swap Højbjerg for Sissoko or Højbjerg for Ndombele,
What about Carl Walker Peters plus cash? Say £10 million.
I don't
on
reckon
Carl Walker
Ralph.
Peters.
But you got to think about. I think Ralph really trusts him as captain.
Højbjerg, why is he going to leave? You know, he's a leader at Southampton.
Yeah.
As a captain, you don't want to leave somewhere. I mean, he just got appointed captain this season. Towards the end, and then this was the first season. And I reckon Ralph just trusts him so much with the squad, like just managing the squad, you know, morale wise. I reckon Ralph has got the team sorted, and I reckon he has as well. And yeah, I reckon he's better than Sissoko, but he doesn't fit in that team for Tottenham.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Do you see where I'm coming from? He's not really like a player we need to challenge.
He's not.
They've already got that.
He's not a
Højbjerg
player that a top 4 team should be going
exactly. That's what
for.
I mean.
No, I don't.
So
I don't reckon. I mean, I reckon he's better, but he's not. The play style isn't what Tottenham are after.
yeah, fair enough. Also, Igalo is unlikely to stay at Man United as the Chinese League is expected to start in July. So, do you think Man United should try get him permanently or
No,
get him
I
on
reckon
loan?
they should keep him.
no. I don't
He's
think
done pretty
well,
well.
yeah.
He's done pretty well.
Strikers, obviously, you saw in the transfer window how few strikers there are, and you know, like Tottenham were trying to get Giroud and Slimani and Piatek, and like I could name probably half a dozen teams trying to get Piatek as well.
Yeah.
Because there's just not many strikers out there, and you need a backup. And I think Igalo's done.
Is he old?
Piatek, he's about
No,
20.
Igalo.
Gal, I think he's about 20. I think he's hitting that prime age of 27.
Yeah, but I think he'd be a
20s,
good signing.
20s,
Like
20s.
he's done really well for them.
He used to play for Watford as well.
He was
alright
a
there.
beast at Watford. I
Even if
remember
it's just
watching
like
him
a
play.
Europa League sort of Carabao Cup striker.
But who else do Man United?
But I was just
strike?
thinking, like,
Rashford,
we're talking
James,
about Manchester United, the
Yeah.
biggest football
I know,
club
but
in the world.
but he's done well
And they're
last
talking
season.
about if they should sign a Gala, like, come on.
Yeah.
They should be going for they should be
Bigger
going
names.
players with qualities like Lewandowski and Mobile.
Yeah, but they've got
You know,
Rashford though.
like their Aguero.
Rashford's their
Rashford's good,
he's their next big.
but if
thing.
they want a striker, they should be looking at God bloody Gala.
Yeah, but it's
they
just
should be looking
back-
at Harry Kane.
It's the back. Yeah, they probably will get Harry Kane down the track. But this is just for the next couple of seasons because strikers are hard to come by.
But that's where Greenwood comes in. Maybe you
Yeah, but
trust
he's pretty young. What if Rashford gets injured?
Greenwood. You
Yeah,
sign,
that's a
you
lot of
sign
moves,
Harry
though.
You
Kane.
can move Martial to striker. He's
Martial.
played striker there
Yeah, but they,
a couple of times.
I'd keep him for Man United. He's done well. If Rashford gets injured, you know, Martial gets injured a lot as well, doesn't he?
But I think maybe sign him as a backup,
Yeah, that's
Not-
Yeah.
not as the
No, they got Rashford.
yeah.
They could sign him for a backup until they sign Harry Kane or whatever. I'm not.
Problem with Man
That just
United.
looks likely they're going to.
Problem with Man United, like, yeah, let's say they agree. You got to think, as if you're a club like a Chinese, I don't know what Chinese team he plays for. You think like, oh, Manchester United want this player. We can ask for triple his work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then he might not get a game again. So you think that's like 40 million pounds, whatever they're paying for him, 30 million, for a player that they aren't going to use. You know what I mean? Like, because it's United, all these clubs think, fuck, we can get triple what they're worth, and they're just going to take advantage of that. Like, I don't reckon that's fair. I reckon they've got a good youth setup at the moment, and Solskjaer's a youth manager.
Yeah.
Good setup, trust his young players, and then go out and sign these world-class strikers that Manchester United. We've seen Manchester United sign.
Yeah, but it's just like through this pandemic. There's not a lot of money. Maybe
Igalo
loan him for another year.
Igalo won't cost a bomb.
He won't cost 30 million. No way.
Yeah.
So you don't know because, like I said, like these
They
clubs,
won't pay.
they're going to see United.
They'll only buy him for the right price.
I think the only reason they got him on loan in January was because
He was a good
the Chinese Super League was pretty much finished anyway because of that's where this whole virus started. So the league was pretty much finished then anyway.
Yeah.
So they thought, oh, we'll let him go out to keep him happy until the end of the Premier League season. So I don't know. He is good, but I don't think he's the level Man United should be good.
Yeah, but it's just a backup. Like I said, you look at Tottenham, we have Kane and we've got like a backup striker.
Maybe Spurs should look at him as a backup.
Oh,
But you're going to think of a wage as well.
We do need a backup.
I mean, you're going to think how much money he wants to be on. You think of your young players.
And knowing Man United, he's going to know they can offer him lots of money.
That's what I mean. They're going to, even they do agree a cheap deal, like what, £12 million is cheap for United. He's going to be like, oh, I want £80,000 a week, which is a lot for a striker that's going to be playing for an FA Cup game, an injury game if Rashford gets injured. Like I reckon that's a United.
But in my opinion, you're better to be safe than sorry. Because if Rashford gets injured, Martial gets injured a lot. You know, if you're going for top four, and then it could be like Tottenham.
Yeah, but they want. They're in a rush to get top four. They're not willing to do what Man United. They're like we need like Arsenal and Tottenham. They're willing to kind of.
But they're in a rush.
Rebuild.
They don't have enough money to go out and buy Lewandowski.
Man United don't have enough money.
They want to get Sancho.
They spent 80 million on Harry.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't have a lot of money.
Man United are sitting on a gold mine probably right now.
They spend cash unnecessarily. They 80 million on Maguire. They only did that because they were desperate.
They will panic for a centre back, and they saw Maguire.
That's like you just saying. Then they're like panicking to get top four. That's why they're spending so much money because they're like, oh, we need this player now to get us.
It's like Chelsea,
isn't
it?
70 million.
They need a goal. Courtois left the Real, and they're like, we need someone now.
Yeah.
And so they panic buy. But really, what they should be doing is kind of. It's fair. Tottenham are kind of doing a good thing with kind of like waiting out, see if this player's really good enough to be in the Ndombele. There was
like with the Chelsea, I like what we did with the Chelsea because we loaned him with an option to buy for like 30 million.
To see if he was good enough.
And that's turned out to be a bargain because he's probably worth over 50 million now.
Yeah.
Because he's just had an outstanding
And Ndombele, there was a lot of like maybe.
Well, Ndombele was probably the most wanted midfielder in the world last summer. And I don't know how the hell. I don't know how the hell. Who got signed this morning? Who got signed?
Well, I mean, in terms of who got signed, then yeah.
Like, there's Rodri.
Most wanted midfielder. I mean, everyone
knows.
Everyone
was the best transfer in the Premier League. We were just lucky. I don't know how.
I reckon Igalo should go. I reckon he should go to another Premier League team, and United should go back to United and go
Crystal Palace.
At Tottenham, I guess he'd do alright because Kane gets injured.
Do you think Crystal Palace? Because they don't really have.
No.
Yes, Jordan.
I reckon he would suit Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I reckon there's quite a few African players in that Palace team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why don't you think he'd move to Palace?
Because he's at Man United at the moment, and
he's only on.
Like I said, there's so many teams that don't have a backup striker. There's like Chelsea,
but
Tottenham,
Igalo would start for Palace.
There's all these big teams.
Igalo would want to start in Palace and
he could start for Palace.
Saints? Would you take him?
I would put him alongside Ings. Play two up front, Ings and Igalo. I reckon that would be really
Talking
good.
of Saints strikers, your Southampton Montreal Betis striker Lauren. He's got 9 goals in 26 games.
I love this a lot. I love it a lot. We need another striker. Like, I love Ings, but he can't do it on his own. I mean, there were some of the games, the bigger games that we needed to win, like Liverpool. He just can't do it on his own. No, we weren't going to win. But, like, he's trying to win the game, and those players aren't on his level, you know what I mean? Like, the seasons he's had compared to Redmond, Jahapano, like, they're not on his level. And Loren, you know, being in a competitive and a good team, Fekir, I reckon that's what we need. And he's a bit of a target man striker,
Yeah.
I think. And we saw how good Pella and Shane Long were together, or Pella and Mane. Think how good that partnership would be.
Yeah.
So I reckon we should go all out for that. Because like I said in the other episode, that's all we need, I reckon, is a striker. So I reckon all out for Lorraine, and then just focus on the.
But do you think 9 goals in 26 games is the sort of record?
It's not bad.
For us, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering this is the first season we've had a player score 10 plus goals since like Matt Letizia. Like Pella only got 7, I think. Gabby Dini got 6. Pella's best season was about 8 or 9. Mane averaged. He got a better like goal and assist ratio, like 6 and 7. And Danny Ings is the first player we've seen since or even Ricky Lambert in the League One.
Yeah.
Get consistent goals, 10 plus goals a season.
Do you think it's a bit of a risk bringing him in from another league? Because look what happened with Carrillo.
Yeah, it's always a risk bringing in a player that, just from I don't know, like bringing in a striker in general is a big risk for any club.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the Premier League, you can get lucky and come off with an Aguero and just absolutely obliterate the league, or you can come off and end up with a Carrillo and just don't do anything for 6 months.
So you still don't think you should give Carrillo a go? Another chance?
Under Ralph, I reckon there's a lot of players that should get another chance. I reckon Wesley Hood could get a decent chance under Ralph.
Wait, is he still one of your players?
Yeah. He's gone out and learned to stand Ligue, I think, in Belgium. Jordy Clark.
Yeah, he was alright. He wasn't the worst.
He was very inconsistent. Very good games, very
But I
bad
think
games.
you need centre backs. Like I know you probably want to admit it, but Vestergaard's sort of.
Yeah, but we've got Bednarik.
I know Bednarik's good, but he can't play every game, can he?
But that's why I think we should. If we've got Yoshida out on loan, I'd like to just keep him until he's good, and I just want to keep him until he retires because I think he wants to stay at the club. But I think that season where he was so used to getting games at Southampton, and then all of a sudden he gets dropped for Stevens, I reckon it was a big shock to him.
Yeah.
But I reckon Ralph will sit because he's been there a long time and he knows what the club's about. He knows the expectation with the fans.
Yeah.
I reckon Ralph can convince him to be like, look, you're not going to get every single game, but we need you to help the squad out because you've been here the longest, and you need to kind of guide these players that want to play for the club what it really means. Because he's such a passionate manager. Ralph, we saw that with Leipzig. He took them all the way from the Bundesliga 2 to Champions League, and he kept players like Werner. He kept Naby Keita for a long time. Forsberg, Upamecano. He can keep class players because of the passion he shows in his players and the trust. So I reckon Ralph has shown that most definitely. We've seen that with the way we've played. We beat Leicester, we beat Tottenham, we beat Chelsea away without Danny Ings, and we've got some good wins we wouldn't think we would have gotten. So I reckon there's good trust in him, and I reckon if he can show that in Yoshida to help these players out, I reckon our squad's perfect. And this Lorraine guy, we've seen, like I said with Ralph, and Ralph gives him confidence to play alongside Danny Ings. I reckon that's honestly a really good move from us.
Quite a good in-depth view of Southampton,
It
but
is.
we were talking anyway. Chelsea are confident of signing 19-year-old Angel Gomez from United. Any thoughts on
I
him?
signed him on career mode. That's what I know, man.
Is he any potential? Or?
Probably.
I've heard he's
FIFA
big
records,
potential,
yeah.
but I'm the same. I've
The
signed him
Premier
on
League.
career mode for
Chel-
QPR, and that's all I've done.
Chelsea's midfield's pretty stacked, so
They don't. They've got so many youngsters. I don't know why they should be going
probably
out and
loan
buying
him out
them.
and sell him that month.
Like, they've got. I think it was like 22 people out on loan.
Yeah.
Like, instead of
they're going to start trying out these other players they've got out online.
They got to start selling players they don't need, like
That Schwoi.
Kovacic or
Mm.
Like, obviously, he's been solid for him.
has he?
Yeah, this season
I
he's
don't
been.
know.
He's been-
Jorginho. I mean,
Well, Jorginho's been good as well.
has he? I don't
I,
know.
I only see what Chelsea fans
They
write
have so many players.
on Twitter and stuff, and they've absolutely loved.
Alonso.
What
I mean,
about
Lampard's a perfect
what about
midfield manager.
Kante? Do you think Kante's still?
He hasn't as good a season as everyone thinks he has. N'Golo Kante.
And Didi's been the best CDM.
And indeed, he's wiped the floor with the Premier League. Like but Kante, I can see him going to Real Madrid. To be honest with you, Barcelona is another club that they should go for.
Yeah.
I think I reckon Kante should stay in the Premier League. I reckon he's,
He's suited for the Prem, but I can see him not playing well for another season just because Lampard's a big. Because we've seen before Chelsea rely on Kante to play well, and now Lampard is going with Mason Mount, Billy Gilmore, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Tomori. Like that attention isn't on Kante.
I'll tell you where Kante would fit in well. Spurs.
He would. He honestly would. If you looked at the money,
he wouldn't move there. What I'm saying.
Kante would walk into any Premier League
He would be a
he'd walk into any team.
very good fit for
easy.
Spurs. A very good player.
But that would. He's like we were talking about before. He's the ideal player for Tottenham. He's perfect.
He's the ideal Premier League centre.
Yeah. So he's ideal for Tottenham. But I reckon. I reckon Lampard's good with the youth players we've seen. I reckon that Gomez is. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how good he is, but I've heard he's decent from Man United fans say. So if he goes to Chelsea, I honestly wish him the best and hope he becomes. And he's not the best manager to teach him how to play midfield.
Well, going back to Spurs, West Brom are going to rival Spurs to the signing of Fenerbahce forward Vedat Mercury. If they are promoted, deal will have to be around £18 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
I don't know who he is. No, like I said before, I've said this before. Get someone who's Premier League proven for the next couple of seasons. Doesn't matter if they're old. Get them cheap. That'll get the job done. Reserve striker for Kane. Reassess the situation in 2 years if we still have Kane. Because we might sell Kane. If we sell Kane, we're going to have a lot of money. We'll be
Is he a striker, this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no idea who he is, but yeah. If we sell Kane, we're going to have a lot of money to buy whoever we want in that striker role, and then, we can see if we need a reserve striker or whatever. But at the moment, we just need someone who's Premier League proven and will just score us, 5-10 goals a season off the bench or in the Europa League or whatever.
Because you got Son who can score goals blindly.
Yeah, but Son's a winger.
But he can score goals.
You got to remember, under Mourinho, you need a target man.
Yeah, but Son can score goals from anywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can cut in. And
Exactly.
But Son at striker under Mourinho.
I'm not saying playing striker, but from the wing, he can score anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I don't know about this move. I don't know.
Would you spend £18 million?
I don't know. Probably not.
Son, no way.
That's a lot of money to spend. Getting his stat, he's got 13 goals in 25 games for Fenerbahce.
But it's Fenerbahce.
Turkish league, it's not. 6'4".
Oh, hello. He's a target man.
13 goals in 25 games.
That's good.
That's a good record, but it's the Turkish.
People do say, it's the Farmers League. I mean, it's still 13 goals in 25 games.
You have to be score.
Like, look at Haaland. He was banging them in with RB Salzburg, and he's done
but
the
that's different.
same.
That's different.
Why?
Because Dortmund create a lot more chances than Tottenham.
Yeah, but if he's a target man,
I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't be spending that much money for a backup striker.
he's 26 though. So.
Yeah.
Is he playing backup?
Well, obviously we've got Kane.
I was thinking if you were going to sell Kane, he was going to start, but
He wouldn't start for us if we sold Kane. We'd get someone else. I hope so.
then I'll agree. 18 million is too much.
But I can see.
I can
see us signing Jovic if we have enough money. I reckon he's tall.
He's injured.
I'd
now,
go
anyway.
for this guy. He'll set you back quite a bit, Jovic.
Well,
He's injured. He's injured now anyway. So
if Jovic has another bad season with Real Madrid, we might be able to get him for 30 million or so.
he got injured whilst training, so there's no point getting him now.
No, not now. Like the transfers. This is for the transfer window's not open.
Will be soon.
Yeah, but they're going to change that. Aren't
Yeah, true.
they?
Lyon striker Moussa Dembele prefers a move to Man United over Chelsea, who Man United are confident of agreeing a £60 million deal for him. Do you think that's going to happen with this transfer window, or £60 million this transfer
I doubt
window?
it. They won't send Joe. I doubt they'll get both.
But you say about our coronavirus. I mean, you're telling me these clubs don't have money to spend that? I mean, you think there's no revenue, there's no...
It's not that.
It's the owners, forking out the money.
It's the reputation as well. Like, if Man United go spend 60 million on one player, then people are going to be like, oh, you should have donated that to the NHS or donated that to help try to find a cure for the coronavirus.
I don't see him signing him.
Yeah, but why is it... Are you speaking about that? Why is it down to a club? Shouldn't the government be kind of funding that money? But these clubs... What these clubs are supposed to do, they're supposed to buy players. And football nowadays is...
I know, but it's
It's
not
crazy
about
amount of
that.
money.
It's not about, like, obviously that's what they're supposed to do. It's just people's opinions saying, you know, you should.
But why should people's the fans? It should be down to the managers. If the manager believes in Dembele, if Solskjaer believes in Dembele to be the striker, then get him. It shouldn't matter what
I don't
fucking
think
Dave down the road says.
I don't think they need Dembele.
He's
I
got,
don't reckon they
he's
need
got,
him
he's
either.
got, he's
But
got,
maybe this is why they don't want to, or maybe this is why Igalo is linked to not stay.
because he's got 31 goals in 60 games for Lyon,
It's pretty good.
and he's
Yeah,
only
that's
23. So
That's good.
But they got Rashford though, you don't remember.
that's over 50.
You
They
don't want to
don't
spend
need
60
strikers.
million for a backup. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Maybe
like
Rashford's
Man
going to leave.
United.
Rashford won't.
Him,
leave.
Sancho, and Martial. That's a good front three.
Yeah. I don't reckon they should get Dembele. I reckon if anything, they should go for a world class player like Manchester United should be doing.
Well, he's pretty good, Dembele.
Yeah, but he's not as good as players.
He's not a big name just yet.
Yeah, but he's pretty good.
They got to start somewhere, I guess. But 60 million pounds for me, that's
Yeah,
It's
that
pretty
won't
good.
happen. No.
45 to 50 million is what I'll pay for him,
yeah.
to be honest. But again, like I said before, Lyon have got this, like Man United have got this money, you know, and they see that Man United want him, and they think, oh fuck, we can get double than what he's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're going to want to fork out 60, 65 million, when really he's probably a 45 million pound
Yeah.
player. So it's just down to Man United if they're willing to spend this money to get a player that maybe not get enough games for him. So it's just down to
Well,
United.
moving on to this next one, we could be on this topic for a while, Toby.
Mhm.
Barcelona want Foyth, but agreeing a deal might be difficult with Spurs not willing to sell him.
This is an interesting one because under Poch, you know, Foyth, they're both Argentine. You know, Foyth's good on the ball. He's good going forward. He can dribble.
He's crap at defending.
But he makes a lot of mistakes, and Mourinho is now the manager, and he's not a Mourinho player. It's as simple as that. Like he's
Yeah.
too slow to play fullback. He makes too many mistakes to play centre back. There's talk of him playing CDM. Like maybe he could try that. I don't know. I heard talks about we need a CDM. Like maybe
Yeah.
you could give it a go. What's the worst thing that can happen? He's only 22 or 23, 21. But like he's good going forward. Like I said, he's good on the ball. He's great at passing, dribbling. But yeah, he does make a lot of mistakes, and he's not strong enough for the Premier League. Like unfortunately, you need to be strong to play.
La
in the Premier
Liga-
League. He gets pushed off the ball way too easy.
Yeah.
I don't know why Barcelona want him. Like
I don't know why you're not willing to sell him. Why do you want to keep him if
I
he's
don't know.
he is crap. He is awful.
It's because he's young, you know. there's
I mean, I
potential.
want you to keep him because of how bad he is. But
Yeah, but he's young. There's potential. But to be honest, I don't know why Barcelona are interested in him. But,
No, I guess they're looking for it. I mean, Umtiti hasn't been the best Barcelona. I mean, PK's been consistent for them for so many years now.
yeah.
But Umtiti, they keep going through these centre backs.
Yeah, but
Barcelona
Barcelona are going to sign a Foyth to start for them.
No,
They're gonna
I'm
sign
not
like
saying
a-
he's
yeah,
going to
big
start, but I mean,
I reckon it's going to be one of those things where
There's
they buy
something
him,
there.
loan him out, and then sell
there's
him.
something there in Foyth that, you know, Poch wouldn't have signed him if there's nothing
Yeah.
there. Barcelona wouldn't want him.
yeah,
If he was a dog shit player, they would probably end up at Crystal Palace or like Watford, you know what I mean?
Mm.
If Barcelona wanted,
He's just not suited to the Premier League, unfortunately.
and I reckon La
That's what's
Liga, because PK is a big, tall guy, but he's strong.
yeah.
Like, you know, and I reckon that's Foyth is a tall guy, but he's
Mm.
not physically strong.
strong.
And I reckon that's where Foyth would suit better in the La Liga. And give him 4 years under PK maybe, learn, put him next to PK. I reckon that would be pretty good.
I mean,
Centre back
if-
partnership.
Swap deal for Højbjerg.
Oh, Foyth?
Foyth for Højbjerg. Would you take that?
No way.
I mean,
No, I wouldn't, nah, no way. I'd much rather Yoshida over him.
Whoa.
if
And
I
there's
was,
no way I'd take Bedrick and Stevens over him. No, Foyth over.
if I was,
No way.
if I was in charge of Tottenham, I'd give him another year at least because this year
Oh
he
yeah,
he got a bad injury in pre-season, and players that get injured through pre-season, it's sort of hard for him to hit the ground running, and he only came back. I don't know when he came back.
Mourinho isn't known for making
Mourinho
the
hasn't given him
best
much
centre
game
backs.
time.
Yeah.
His manager. I mean,
think-
John Terry's always been a good player no matter what.
Keep
Yeah.
Foy for another year, and if you assess it from there, I guess.
How much would you take from him if you did sell?
Well, it's not worth very much. 10 million or something.
but you said he has potential, so he's young.
Oh, he's
That's
not.
like an extra 150 million
Mm.
on this day.
Just sell him to the
Football
right team,
potential.
yeah. I don't know. Just keep him for another year. See how he goes.
Liverpool are front runners to sign Aouar, with Lyon willing to sell him this summer. Would you?
For how much?
I'm not sure how much, but
I don't know if he'd suit Liverpool, would he?
I don't know
Liverpool-
if Liverpool need midfielders.
Yeah, they do.
they've got Keita,
They need
Fabinho.
To replace
Yeah,
Their
Keita,
midfield's definitely their weakest spot.
to replace Keita, yeah, I would, but I would play.
I don't think he's suited to
I would
Liverpool.
play Wijnaldum, Henderson. How do you say his name? Aouar.
Aouar or something.
Aouar. I'd sell
They got Ox as
Fabinho. Ox is a good backup.
Yeah, but
player.
Fabinho is solid. Hey, Liverpool, all their midfielders are pretty strong. Like,
Or you sell
Aouar's
sell
very-
Firmino, play Wijnaldum as that attacking midfielder. Buy a
I think
striker,
Liverpool need an attacking midfielder, if anything.
and I reckon Wijnaldum.
I don't
is
think
good there.
Wijnaldum's really a. He's more of a box to box. He's good at everything.
That's what I
Liverpool,
mean.
Liverpool need like a Havertz or someone like that. I think.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
need that attacking midfielder.
They
Like,
need-
Aouar can do that, but I just don't think he's.
I
strong
see
enough.
why they want to play the number 9 position of Firmino at centre forward, but Firmino isn't there, like in terms of a player, and Havertz is perfect
Yeah,
for Liverpool. Sell Firmino somewhere.
they are linked. Liverpool are linked with.
Yeah,
Havertz.
sell Firmino to whoever.
They
the
need
fuck wants
another
him.
striker, Liverpool, as well.
Yeah,
But I like the
Firmino
number
is
9 thing
dog
they play
shit.
with the centre forward.
Yeah, but they
and
still
the
need another
wingers, and
striker.
Firmino,
Firmino's
he's
not
the most overrated.
If Firmino
player
played
in
for Tottenham or, someone
Yeah.
who doesn't get very many
He'll
chances,
get shit on every game.
he
right?
would
Just be
get
like another
so
Lacazette.
much shit. Like, oh my god,
just be like another Lacazette or something that's just
Yeah.
there.
just cops a lot
Yeah.
of shit.
But I like the centre forward play. They
Yeah,
like with the wingers and they rely on Mane. But Havertz can nick a goal, and it's Mane and Salah that leads the goal. And like we said, Firmino isn't that player, so I rate Havertz, and I rate for them to sign and play over Keita. Get rid of Keita,
Yeah,
send him back to Leipzig even, and then bring him.
yeah.
Alright.
Keita's not. He hasn't really hit the ground.
No,
He had lots of.
no, his
Right.
first season was pretty slow. I'm pretty
he's
sure.
had it. I think he picked up an injury or two this season, so it's tough.
And when you're Liverpool, you got to be ruthless. If they're not good enough, Liverpool are arguably
Well, all
the
top six
best team in the
clubs should be
world.
doing
So
that.
you got to.
Arsenal should be doing that. There's plenty of.
Yeah, but there's a
players we
difference
should be-
between someone in the Europa League or someone who's the best team in the world.
Yeah, but we were top six when we started going downhill. When we saw players that, like Mustafi, we should have shipped him off as soon as he started going to pack shit.
Mm.
We should have got rid of him.
Yeah, the thing with Arsenal, you always sign these long deals with way overpriced wages, and no one wants to fucking sign
Yeah,
them.
the only reason we gave Özil the wage he's on is because it was at the same time Sanchez was leaving, and the club were like, we can't let Sanchez and Özil leave for free at the same time, so we just
yeah,
put all of our money into Özil
Mm.
just to keep one of
That
them.
was a bit of panic, wasn't it?
yeah.
I think
that was another.
We
panic.
looking back at it now, we probably should have put that money into Sanchez rather than Özil. Even though Sanchez wanted to leave, I'm sure if we offered Sanchez 350 grand a week, he
He's
would
on more
stay.
than that though,
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Hey, how much is he on?
over 400.
Bloody hell.
It's Man United for you.
That is
Who does
Yeah.
Sanchez play for at the moment?
Inter Milan.
That's it.
Talking of Inter Milan, their striker Martinez, United have revived their interest in them.
See, that's a
Of
player
course,
United.
who aren't Man United in?
That's
Yeah.
a player United need.
Yeah.
That's who they should. That's the player they should be going for.
Yeah,
Not
but I
young,
a guy
I
like-
can see Martinez going to a Barca or Madrid.
Yeah,
I can see Man United.
He is
getting
linked with
Kane.
Barcelona,
Mm.
so he's very good as well.
he's a class player, and that's the player Man United should be going for, not
Yeah.
a guy.
Yeah, but it's just for backup for the next few years. See what happens.
Well, they were linked with Haaland, but Dortmund beat them to the signing, so they missed out on that one. So
Yeah, that was. But they weren't never going to get Haaland though. I mean, the
Yeah,
position,
Haaland was always
the
going to
position
the
they
German
were
league.
in,
Yeah.
he would have gone.
He was
Dortmund,
always going to the German league. Yeah.
yeah, it was always. I think Dortmund was a suitable team, and this is the team. Rashford, maybe move Rashford to the right, Martial to the left, and Martinez down the middle. Martinez isn't someone you can move around, like play on the right or the left. He has to play.
And he's
striker.
young, so he's got plenty of time to show his potential, adapt, and then if he doesn't work out, you'll still be able to get a lot of money for him.
Yeah,
Send him
exactly.
back to the-
I mean, I mean, any Serie A club would take him back, even if he does bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I reckon that's a
So
player.
you'd rate that if Man
Yeah.
United pulled that off?
Yeah,
But as you said, they are Man United are linked with literally every player that's possibly playing right now. They are
Right.
linked with literally everyone. It is-
Sancho, yeah, I know.
even that 16-year-old Jude Bellingham from Birmingham, they're linked with him.
Yeah,
That
next
is-
week we're going to see him on Nathan Redmond.
Yeah. Right, now Arsenal v Spurs. William.
Oh.
William's contract talks have stopped with Chelsea, and Arsenal and Spurs both want his signature. Would you take him at Spurs?
No way.
No.
But I'm going to feel him.
He is.
We're
crap.
going to sign him, I reckon.
Well, he's not crap, but he's old, and we don't.
You'll
need
get
him.
him.
We don't need him. We got Son, Bergwijn, and Lucas. We don't need him.
What he said.
The Mourinho.
Yeah.
Mourinho knows like what the play is. So
I got a feeling we're going to get him. I just got a feeling because he's worked with Mourinho before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He'll go. He'll go to.
I hope
Spurs.
not. I hope not.
That'll be the biggest meme.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said before, he's not the worst player, but he's old. His wages are a lot. You know, do we really need him? Probably not.
Not really. You don't need him. You don't need him at all.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, it's Mourinho, and he really like. I mean, he carried that season where Chelsea did poor after winning the league. He carried them that season, and Mourinho's going to want him. I think he wanted him at United.
Yeah.
When he went to United, he wanted him there, and then I reckon he's going to want him. There's no need for Arsenal to get him either.
No.
There's an Arteta won't make a dumb decision like that, and that's a Mourinho decision.
I'm really hoping that we don't sign him. Mate.
That's a Mourinho player there.
Yeah. Southampton and Everton want 20-year-old Jean-Claire Todibo.
I love these ropes.
from
I have no
Barcelona.
idea, and I go on YouTube and I find like a minute-long video of like his highlights. I have no idea who he is. What position does he play?
Centre back.
Yeah, you need a centre back.
And he's a Barcelona player, so he's obviously nothing.
Yeah,
He's obviously got potential.
He's obviously got
I
something
would
about
take
him.
that. I would take that. Just
20-year-old
You
as well.
take any player.
As Dale's, that's his like motto. You can't go wrong with young players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would take him over Yoshida, but again, like, we just don't have the money. And like Barcelona, again, Barcelona are going to want a lot of money for him, and even if they align, he's going to be in a high contract that we aren't willing to pay for a player to sit on the bench. But I don't know what's going on with the club. It's hard to predict transfers of what's going on with the owners and us selling the club. I mean, this Lorenko, I'd love him, but with what's going on with the owners, I cannot say how much we're willing to spend. With the Newcastle, I mean, we know they're going to get lots of money, so they're linked to anyone they want. It's hard for me to predict who we want. With the owners willing to sell the club, it's tough for any Southampton fan to ask what they want and to get it. So I hope we do get a good young centre back to succeed in the club.
So you would take that deal?
I would.
Jean-Claire Todibo.
I would take him.
It's quite a cool name as well.
Make a chant for him.
Yeah, if we can make a good chant for him, yeah, it would be good. It would be really good. But like I said, I just can't see us signing any players as well.
Mm.
But yeah, that's all I can say about
And
signing.
the last one for the transfer news is Carl Walker-Peters wants to extend his loan at Southampton if the season is resumed. Would you take that?
Yes. But he only played one game, which was against Burnley, which we lost. But he did play really well. I did like his performance in the game.
Be
I
happy
think
with that?
it's a win-win for both teams. A loan. Obviously, he hasn't had his time a chance to play at Tottenham, and he's not really a Mourinho player, is he?
No.
And I think if we loan him out to Southampton, he does well. We can sell him for a bit of money, or we can take him back and give him another chance with us.
I would love it. Because obviously Cedric, I don't know. I honestly wouldn't. If he played well in the next few games, I wouldn't take Cedric. I'd like to keep Walker. I would much rather use the money we would pay Cedric, offer it to Walker Peters.
Yeah. He's younger.
He's younger. He's English, and he suits our
He's
play.
social player.
And I reckon Arsenal,
He's
because
quick.
Cedric's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. So I reckon Arsenal are going to, because he's free, so you can't go wrong with free deals.
And he's a
Unless the
consistent
wages
right
are
back.
too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a consistent right back for us. I reckon
Well, he's
it's
only
just
going to
fine.
be. He's only
The
going to be.
thing
Backup.
that I don't like about him is he makes a lot of mistakes. He tries to do too much, but I think when you're playing for
He does.
Tottenham, it's different because Southampton's a more direct
But
approach. I think.
Ralph's a player that gets your head down, gets you
Yeah.
focused, and I reckon that's what the problem was at Tottenham. He didn't really focus, and I reckon that Saints will focus a lot. But he's the future England, right? I mean, he's not going to start
Oh,
with
there's,
Trent.
there's a few right backs, but one Bissaka.
But he's obviously, I reckon he's probably the third best.
Walker, one Bissaka.
Oh,
No, upcoming-
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Trent.
Upcoming England right backs or defenders, he's up there. I mean, Walker's 28, man. You can't say he's upcoming.
Yeah.
He's not exactly young, is he?
Oh, there's a
Trent's
few,
young.
Trippier is still there. He's not.
Trippier's about
Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka.
So you got Trent, Wan, him.
Wan.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
You got Trippier's still
Tanganga.
Tanganga, mate.
Tanganga's-
He'll play centre back.
I'm telling you, Tanganga's better than Walker Peters.
We've got Maitland-Niles.
He'll play
He's
either.
right.
I've seen him play
Mate,
centre
You
back.
can't
for
forget
England.
Maitland-Niles. He's
Oh,
definitely
my.
up there.
No way. No way.
Alright,
He isn't going to start for England.
well, that's the transfers finished, and I thought to finish this episode off, we'll do a combined 11 of Saints, Spurs, and Arsenal. Alright, we just go for a 4-3-3
Oh, this is going to be
formation.
fun with you two
And,
bias.
and we've got to have at least 3 players from each team,
Alright.
minimum.
Alright.
Okay, yeah.
So
We'll
goalkeeper,
take striker.
goalkeeper Leno.
I can agree with Leno. I can agree with Leno.
Right back, none of our right backs. I'll agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say Aurier because
Aurier.
right
Over
back.
Walker Peters.
Well, I'd take Oreo.
I'll take it. Well, if you look at his Southampton, he hasn't played enough games.
We all have dead right backs.
Oreo. It's got to be Oreo.
I'm gonna have. I don't want Aurier,
Tanganga.
but it has to be.
Tanganga or Oreo?
Well,
I'd
if
say
you're
Tanganga.
saying Uriah, I'd take Bellerin.
No,
over
no
Uriah.
way.
Yeah.
I would say Tanganga right
Yeah,
back.
Tanganga. Alright. It's
If
Tanganga.
Right.
two against one, it's gonna have to be
You
Tanganga.
choose, mate. Tanganga
Oh.
or Oreo.
It's Tanganga.
Alright, centre back Sanchez is in there. No.
Sanchez.
Sanchez
No.
and Bednaro. It's got to be.
David Luiz.
No way. No. Toby.
David Luiz.
It's
for the
Toby.
I reckon
leadership.
Bedrick for all of us is a
Yeah.
guarantee.
Yeah.
in
It's
it.
Toby or Sanchez. There's no way
Not
any of your
Tottenham.
plans.
I'm
are
gonna
getting
pick
in.
Alderweireld
Yeah. Alright.
over
Toby
over.
Left
All the
back.
way-
Don't forget, we've got to have.
Yeah.
Left back, I'm
Left
going
back.
Tierney.
Well, we're not having a left back. We can have a left back.
I'm going Tierney though.
Yeah, Tierney.
Alright.
Tierney.
CDM. Hoiberg or Torreira.
Torreira. I wouldn't say Hoiberg's a CDM.
Yeah.
Box to
Torreira.
box the Chelsea on Ndomble. It's got to be.
Come on. We've got to fit some Spurs
Yeah,
players in
we'll
as
give him a
well.
winger. Oh, shit, that's good.
No,
Wait, who are you? You've got a centre back.
That's it.
Oh shit.
I'm going to say the Cesar Hoiberg.
Alright.
I'm going to say Torreira.
Ndombele's better than Torreira, but if you want to,
No, he's not. No,
why don't
he's
we-
not.
Yes, he is.
No,
we'll
he's
drop
not.
Torreira. We'll put Hoiberg on the holding room. We'll have Ndombele in the Chelsea.
Do you,
That's
going
the
back
best
to that,
one.
do you think Ndombele is better than
He's
Torreira?
way better than Torreira.
No.
No.
Torreira defensively is a
Yeah.
lot better.
Yeah, but we'll put Hoiberg in the defence.
That's going to be our
Hoiberg
poll for
wants to
today. That's going to be our poll for today. Who's better, Torreira or Ndombele?
That's not really hard.
I'm gonna
Ndombele, just
go.
watch his
I'm going
highlights.
Torreira, Lecheslo, Hoiberg.
Yeah.
I'm going
Kane's up top.
for my front three.
Son's on the right.
No, for my front three, I'm going Kane,
Son.
Uber.
Son.
Uber plays on the
Son.
left.
Yeah.
Son.
Son.
You can't. You just said Son right, so you can't have Son
Well, it
left
doesn't matter
and
either.
right.
He's got two. He doesn't have a weak foot. He's playing anyway.
I can't really say there's not many forwards. If
Yeah,
anything,
but how many? So we've got. Who have we got? Saints, Bednarik,
And Hoiberg.
and Hoyt. So we need another Saints player.
I was gonna say Danny Ings on the
Bertrand
right.
at left back.
No.
Actually, yeah, I can say Bertrand.
Yeah, I
left
reckon
back.
Bertrand. 'Cause
He's
Tierney
played
hasn't
a lot more
enough.
games.
This guy, man.
Tierney hasn't played. Is
This
that even
guy.
three?
Yeah,
Arsenal
but Tierney
players?
hasn't played enough games.
Yeah, there's not
Bertrand
even
has.
3 Arsenal players.
Tottenham would have been.
We
Yeah,
got
if you
Torreira, Leno.
And
Leno,
Uber.
Torreira, Uber.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fair.
oh.
So 3, 3, and 5.
There's no way.
You
There's,
can't, no way.
What do you mean?
you're not that great.
If you look at right backs for me, if you look at some, if anything, I just thought of this. I'm going to go Cedric.
Yeah.
Aurier.
yeah.
Cedric's more consistent
Yeah.
than Aurier.
Cedric.
How do we not think? Yeah.
He's more consistent.
Cedric.
Way more consistent than Aurier.
my
Aurier
God.
makes mistakes left,
Aurier
right,
got
centre.
fucking sent off
Cedric.
against us.
Cedric. Oh my.
Aurier
God.
got sent off against us. How can you say he's better?
Tanganga is better than that clown
No.
Cedric.
How's he a clown?
Cedric.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we're getting rid of. So we'll keep Bertrand at left back. That means we can get rid of Aubameyang and we can put Bergwijn.
No.
because then that's
So the team is Leno or Cedric. You want to put Cedric?
Cedric,
Toby, Bednarik,
Bednarik, Bertrand, Torreira,
Højbjerg, Lo Celso,
Luceslo.
Son, Kane, and Aubameyang.
No.
Yes, it is.
Uber,
Kane.
Kane.
Well,
Is that-
would you still
and
have
Son?
Kane in? He's had two
Would
shit
you?
If
years.
you're looking at this season,
Isn't it
Danny
shit
Ings,
years?
without a doubt,
Yeah.
Danny
Isn't
Ings.
it shit years?
Danny Ings has
He
like
has
got
had
triple,
two
double his
shit
goals.
Kane's equals
You're
second.
looking at this season.
Kane's equals second in the Champions League Golden Boot this season.
Yeah,
He
look,
is.
we're not in Champions League though. are we?
It's class. It's got to be.
How many goals you got?
cannot
How many goals you got in Champions League? How many goals you got in the Premier League
13 or something?
This year.
this year?
This year or this season?
This season,
I think so.
not in the league.
I think so.
I mean,
Maybe
There's
it's
no
the
way
end.
he's like one goal behind Danny Ings.
Well, you kind of. Who did you put in your team? Torreira barely plays for you. You can't have him above.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't.
He does.
You always say that he's always bench.
So Kane has 11 goals in the Premier League this season,
And
and Ings has got 15.
Or if we have
So-
to put a Southampton player in.
Yeah, so we'll put Ings into Kane.
Well, we get Aurier back then. You can't.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright.
If you put Ings in there,
Well,
you
if you
get
base it off this season, you can't have Torreira.
Well, you can't.
No, you can't because Torreira's only started 15. Kane started 20 games.
We're not on about how many games they've played.
This season, Torreira started.
We're talking about goals. Ings has got.
Yeah.
You
Why are you
can't
comparing Harry Kane
You're
to
saying-
Torreira? They're two
Because
completely different
you're
positions.
saying that Kane has been shit this season, which he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
He's
No,
got
no, no,
17
Dale,
goals.
listen, we're talking about striker.
Yeah.
You can't say
But this
Kane.
is in general.
No, we're not. We're talking
You're
about.
saying
We're
of
talking
this
about
season.
Ings.
How can you compare Kane to
I'm not comparing
Torreira?
Kane to Torreira, but you said of this season.
Yeah, so Ings has got more
Kane's
goals than
played
Kane. So
more-
Ings is
In the
obviously
Premier
gonna
League,
lead.
Danny Ings has got 4 more
Yeah,
goals than
alright.
Harry Kane.
Alright.
So this
Yeah.
is the team.
But you're not-
Leno,
Aurier.
Cedric.
No, it's Aurier.
No, or we agreed. Drop Kane.
Aurier. Alderweireld,
Alderweireld, Bednarik,
Bertrand,
Bertrand, Torreira,
Højbjerg,
Ceslo, Højbjerg, Aubameyang,
Son.
Danny Ings, and
It's a Tottenham win.
Son.
Pepe.
No.
Pepe over
Mate,
Son, you reckon?
Bergwijn's better than that.
Yeah, but we got Reece Nelson as well.
Reece Nelson, what position is he?
Saka.
What position?
Left back, Saka. That's the fucking hands down vote.
Yeah.
Oh, but we only gave you to Bertrand because
Yeah, I didn't think of
yeah,
Saka.
because we had to include
Well, if
Southampton.
anything, I just thought cool. But if anything,
If
you
you
put
say
goalkeeper, you put McCarthy over Leno. That's a good
yeah, I
vote.
reckon yeah.
You think of the game he's had against, you think McCarthy.
So Leno, Aurier,
I'm
Toby
going to
Alderweireld.
fuck that. I'm saying McCarthy.
No.
Sorry, but
I'm saying McCarthy.
it can't be.
So Leno, Aurier,
Toby.
Toby,
Bednarik,
Bednarik, Saka.
Torreira, Luceslo, Ings,
In end,
Højbjerg.
Højbjerg,
And
Uber,
Højbjerg.
Ings, Son.
So we got 4 players. So you guys have 3 each.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well that's our.
But Aurier doesn't
Oh, hang
count
on.
because all of the fucking right backs are shit.
Yeah.
See, it's not like you have a Trent or anything where it's a
Yeah, but Kane should be in there.
No, not based on this.
And
season.
Ndombele should be in there. Sissoko should be in there.
Sissoko.
Alright, we'll just combine Spurs team.
Combined Spurs together, the whole fucking
Sissoko's
team.
played. No, Sissoko's played.
Alright,
more
well
games.
that we'll wrap it up here.
I'm
because
comparing
this
Sissoko
is no,
and Torreira right
that's
now.
it. Well, thanks for watching. That combined 11
Yeah.
didn't really go how I was. It this guy made it, but
I'm not being biased, mate.
Yeah, this guy's too biased, mate. Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up.
Oh, what do you know? Sissoko's a
He's
better
still
match
done.
rating
Yeah,
than
we're done
Torreira.
with the video.
Sissoko
Yeah.
has
No one
more
wants to hear
goals than
anymore.
Torreira, more assists than Torreira. What else has he got? More passes
Everyone's
than
clicked
Torreira.
off the video by now.
Everyone's picked up, yeah. Bloody hell.
Anyway,
More
if you
tackles
enjoyed the
than
video,
Torreira,
give
I
it a
mean-
thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.